Peace and blessings, fam. Yeah, I just wanted to get on. I'm gonna go live a little bit later tonight. Go over the buck breaking shit, but like, share, subscribe. I had to just pay homage to the Diabolical, man. Biz Markie passed away just sometime today, I guess. I mean, anyone who's been following the situation, I mean, we knew Biz was sick. He had diabetes, and his health wasn't the greatest. I mean, in recent years, dude was talking about how he had to lose a couple of pounds. But basically he had to, he acknowledged himself his health wasn't right, and I think he had gotten a stroke due to his weight or whatever, and he was in the hospital for a long time. There have been reports of dude's death recently, and obviously this COVID situation didn't help things out a bit, but rest in power, Biz Markie at 57, and you talk about pie and like the foundation of rap. This was it right here. I mean, he was one of the most talented in that. When I heard the story of how he was put on, I heard the story many times, and they played it in that Netflix Roxanne movie, or how he basically got put on. I mean, when you heard his raps early on, right? He was always talking about how he was on food stamps and the WIC check and what have you. Yeah, he was struggling like that, and he started off, and when he was put on, if you saw that movie, Roxanne wanted to go up on stage, if I remember the story right. Maybe some of y'all can correct me in the comments. But yeah, they were going to do a show. They didn't have any equipment, and Biz Markie said to Roxanne, "Listen, I'll be your instrument." And it's basically, Roxanne said, "We don't have any equipment. We have no records." Like, nah, I'll just use my mouth, which was crazy at the time, But lo and behold, this dude, I wouldn't say he invented the beatbox. A lot of people were beatboxing, but the way he did it, though, I mean, I'm going to play a clip at the end of this a clip that I just saw, by the way. I didn't even know that this clip existed. It was off, what's his name? Tim Westwood. This guy who interviews hip-hop artists. But this dude, this is like a new level of beatbox. But yeah, and this is why way back when he started, you hear, in a lot of his songs, you hear Roxanne's voice. Like, they sample her voice, like, make the music with your mouth. And there's this one clip where she's freestyling, like, I'm here watching Bismarck videos, man. Just remember, that was a Vapors video. Another classic, by the way. I like the remix better than the original one. But, this dude, he was called the Clown Prince of Rap. Let me just read an obituary of him. This is from Rolling Stone, if I may. Just a friend rapper struggled with health issues related to decade-long battle with type 2 diabetes. So he had type 2 diabetes. The pioneering rapper, producer, beatboxer, whose jovial goofiness and innovative samples made him a singular presence in hip-hop, died Friday at the age of 57. Now, as just on that one, I'm wondering, I really wonder, is he the most sampled voice in hip-hop? Because the four that come to mind, really there's five that are really him, Rakim, Chuck D, Flavor, and Slick Rick. All right? Those five in particular are sampled a lot. All right? And just on that, let me just say this. This dude came off, had a clown persona in his entertainment life. This cat wasn't a dummy. Okay, there was an episode. It wasn't a Cribs episode. It was one of those real estate shows. Hold on a second. Let me see. It was a real estate show that Biz was in. It's a real estate show. Where he was actually buying. So it was celebrity house hunting. But this dude was going to buy a $3 million house. This dude, as goofy as he portrayed himself in his entertainment life, this dude was smart as fuck. And very, very business savvy. And that never, I guess he didn't, people didn't highlight that. They didn't say that he was that dumb. But this dude was very business savvy. And, he also became a DJ, this cat. So he became, this dude, like a lot of these old school rappers, you hear these horror stories and stuff. Not so with this cat. All right, but let's keep it moving. It's with profound sadness that we announced this evening with his wife, Tara. Pretty woman, by the way. He had a pretty looking wife. Tara by his side. Hip-hop pioneer Biz Markie peacefully passed away. His rep, Jenny Izumi, said in a statement, "We are grateful for the many calls and prayers of support that we have received during this difficult time." And I know Kane was like saying, yeah, my man is doing well. Kane, he basically started Kane's career. Kane wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for Biz. All right, so Kane is just, if you see his last post on his Instagram, I mean, he's probably dying right now, man, just because that's another thing. Kane, there's another famous video with him and Kane doing a freestyle in the street with him doing a beatbox. There's also one with him and Tretch. Yeah, man, he's the one who pretty much pioneered the whole beatboxing before even Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, you can say, probably stole from him as far as beatboxing is concerned. Said Biz created a legacy of artistry that will forever be celebrated by his industry peers, his beloved fans, and this is hip-hop music. No one likes to mention that hip-hop is timeless. Biz Markie is one of those hip-hop artists that are timeless. Okay, that you can listen 100 years from now, if this country is still around, Biz, or 1,000 years from now, Biz's hip-hop, his song is going to be classic. Make the Music. His first album, whenever people say a classic album, I guess you can say it's classic because it had a bunch of bangers on there, obviously. His first album was his best album. His second album, it was good, but the first album was a classic album because that's when he really, all his songs like Nobody Beats the Biz, a play off the Nobody Beats the Wiz commercial, Make the Music with Your Mouth, This Is Something for the Radio, where he had all the Juice Crew members in there. The Vapors, which is maybe one of the all-time great, if you named a top 10 list of the greatest rap songs, it has to at least be top 15, at least. Because The Vapors, which was basically a song about revenge, and he used the Big Payback, James Brown's Big Payback, as a sample. So, yeah. One of the great songs, he said he leaves behind a wife, many family members, close friends who will miss the vibrant personality, constant jokes, frequent banter. We respectfully request privacy for his family as he mourns a loved one. Oh, by the way, one of the great, if anyone who's back then, what was it? The Showtime at the Apollo, all right? When he invited artists on, the few artists that really put it down, I mean, LL put it down when he was on there. Hammer, of all people, put it down. Biz Markie, this was him by himself, because Hammer had a bunch of dancers and stuff, and he was dancing, and there's this one lady, I don't know who it is, anyone who knows the Apollo, there's this one lady who sits up front. I don't know, maybe she's the wife of the owner, or who knows, but She's always up in the front. I don't know who that woman is, but y'all know who he is if you know the Apollo. But the Hammer and LL, of course, he ripped off his shirt. Biz was just basically like his son, just a dude out in the street. Him, his hat, just dressed like a regular, b-boy. And yeah, he's one of the great entertainers, man. He really put it down. When he did Just a Friend, he just put it completely down on the Apollo. One of the great performances. Then it says the cause of death wasn't revealed. I mean, dude wasn't in good health. All right. I mean, damn, fuck, the conspiracies are gonna come for this dude. All the conspiracies of why they killed him, why they took him out, and blah blah. I think the conspiracy will come out. They're gonna mention that this dude was, and again, brilliant businessman. This dude is, with all the genius with what he did as far as his music, brilliant businessman. That's gonna come out, and people are gonna start saying stupid shit. He died from diabetes. That's how he died. Okay, he's been in the hospital for months now, really over a year, and the diabetes finally took him out. So that's basically that. April 2020, he was hospitalized due to complications of the disease. Okay, that's how he died, folks. There's no conspiracy here. Later that year, he suffered a stroke, went into a diabetic coma. All right, so, I mean, please. So he was rehabilitating. His condition continued to decline because dude was overweight, leading to premature reports of Biz Markie's death. He's still under medical care. But over the course of 5 albums, and he made, like the first album, like I said, that was good. The second album was good as well because that's where he had his biggest hit, Just a Friend. That was a top 10 hit. People call this, and this is another thing, people call this dude a one-hit wonder because he had that hit. They don't know about rap, okay? He had a song on Marley Marl's first In Control album, a duet with Heavy D. Very good song. All right, get that. Just go to YouTube. I forgot the name of the song, but Heavy D and Biz Markie, they did a duet. It was maybe one of the best songs on the album. Obviously, the symphony and Dropping Science are what people will remember. But that song right there, that duet he did with Heavy D, was a hot song. Biz Never Sleeps. All right, that's had Just a Friend. He also got serious on that album with this song, My Man Rich. It's about a dude who got killed, a guy who just decided to sell drugs and got killed, and obviously Biz knew him. But that was the most serious I've ever heard Biz, and that song, My Man Rich. It was, that was the most serious you've ever heard Biz Markie get. And Erase Racism, all these songs are going to my mind. That was on the G-Rap album. Erase Racism, the ink is black. That song right there with G-Rap and Kane, that was around the time, the Bensonhurst incident happened with Yusef Hawkins. And I guess, those two and G-Rap. Here's G-Rap, one of the great rappers ever. Became a gangster rapper pretty much. He was always one, but that's another story right there. But this is about Biz. But yeah, he's doing a song called Erase Racism. If you go back in that time and you listen to all Biz's songs, and hopefully all the new cats will lionize this guy as well. All right, because they sure do use a lot of his samples. To this day, they use a lot of his samples. All right, they don't just use it in rap either. In R&B as well. Let me see. Actually, speaking of that, because one man by the name of Usher Raymond, the song that put him on had Biz Markie's sample in it. Yes, yes, y'all. To the beat, y'all. What was that song called? All the Time I Think of You. That's the song that put Usher on the map pretty much. I think Puffy was in that song, or he was in the video. But that song is what put Usher on. And the biggest part of that song is Biz Markie's sample. Yes, yes, y'all. To the beat, y'all. Yeah, man. So I'll probably speak on it in a live later, man. But yeah, Biz, you know, if I just continue this, his name is Marcel Hall. Obviously, that's where the Mark comes from. Mark, Marcel, Biz Markie, you know, Clown Prince of Rap, paved the way for Old Dirty Bastard, who was also, you know, a clownish dude. He was Harlem born, Long Island raised. If you hear his songs, he's basically, everybody claimed this dude. So he was born in Harlem. I thought he was from Long Island myself, but he just like claimed the whole New York City adopted this dude. So he's kind of like Tupac, but on a smaller level, condensed to New York City, where he can be from anywhere. He's like every borough claimed this dude. Yeah, but he was back from Magic. They said he obviously was down with the Juice Crew, which is one of the great hip hop collectives of all time. All right, Biz Markie was a part of that. Magic Mike and Marley Marl, featuring rappers like Kane and Master Ace and Shantae and Coogee Rap. His debut single, Make the Music with Your Mouth, and that's with TJ Swan, of course, his best friend, who's still around, you know. But I can think this is just hitting everybody kind of like it shouldn't hit people like a brick because everybody knew this dude was sick. But again, this dude left a whole lot. A huge legacy, bro. A huge one. All right. Basically, this dude is hip hop. I mean, you're just seeing a lot of the real pioneers just falling off. I mean, last year, COVID, a lot of sports stars died. I mean, Kobe died. All them baseball players died and stuff. Last year took out a lot of sports people. So I guess this year the rappers, it's the rappers' turn. I mean, we lost X obviously, and Black Rob and Shock G and Prince Markie D and now Biz. So I guess it's the rapper's turn. So yeah, man, this dude, you know, everybody sampled this dude, bro. So I just, again, this is like a big chunk of hip hop was just taken away, man. I just wanted to pay homage to dude, and I'm sure more is gonna come. I got all his albums and shit, so I'll basically playing that in rotation when I work out tomorrow. But yeah, man, big loss, a huge loss. Obviously, one of the big things that hit Biz, and it kind of changed the music and the rap music a little bit as far as sampling. Biz did this sample of this #1 hit by this guy named Gilbert O'Sullivan called "Alone Again." And yeah, he got hammered with that. You know, he sampled it, and I guess this guy Gilbert O'Sullivan. Now you think that the group of people who stole our music and ripped it. I mean, this is a guy in Biz who basically made music. The music was so stripped from us that we were just reduced to making music with our mouth and hands. This is where rap came from. So when you steal music from us the way you did, we're reduced to just using our bodies as an instrument. All right. And you got this dude from England. Gilbert O'Sullivan's from England, I believe. He had one #1 hit. Biz Markie had a ton of hits. And you mean to tell me you took this dude to court? And it said it was a landmarking sampling judgment. And it said, following the ruling, which MBR and Biz was signed $250,000 and a halt on the sales of I Need a Haircut, which obviously hurt him. You know, you're putting out an album and they put a halt on it, and it just fucks you up. The recommendation that Biz Markie faked criminal charges for theft. How about that? So this dude was going to charge Biz with criminal for theft. How about that though? How about that? This white guy from England is going to charge a hip hopper for theft. Criminal charges for theft. Imagine that. All right, so this was serious business. So it kind of changed how people went about sampling, and he made a joke about it in his next album, All Samples Cleared, and he lampooned the case to the sample of "Get Out of My Life, Woman." So yeah, but again, his business acumen was on point. He of course became a top DJ after this rap thing. So yeah, Big loss for hip hop, man. I'll get on later. I'm gonna do Tariq's that whatever, the buck breaking. All right, but shout out to Biz. R.I.P. to the brother. Rest in power. A big part of hip hop has just been taken away, bro. And just remember that. And peace. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Big up on yourself. I'm out.
Show style, man. My name is Biz Markie, the human Ongenstein.